Hello, and thank you for joining me on Delicious by Debbie. And today I'm going to make some English muffins. We enjoy those, especially toasted for breakfast. And so I thought I'll just make some today. So the first step I'm going to do is I have a half of a cup of water in here and 3/4 of a cup of milk. Then I want 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of sugar. Okay, give that a good stir. And then I'm going to put this in the microwave and heat it up to 110, between 110 and 115 degrees. Okay, I checked the temperature and it is at 115.7, so that is really close to the 110 to 115. So I'm going to add the yeast, 1 package of yeast to that. Give that a little stir. And I'm going to set this aside and let this yeast proof, I guess you call it. I'm going to use my KitchenAid, and I need 2 3/4 cups of flour. Okay. Getting my first cup here. They're spoon and level, so there's the first cup. And 3/4, so 2 3/4 cups of flour. And I'm going to add to that a teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to whisk the salt and flour together a little bit in there. I'm using the paddle attachment for this. This is a really different kind of dough than bread dough. Okay, I'll let my yeast is proofing, so we'll be back in a minute. Okay, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that yeast has puffed up there and foamed up, so that means it's good yeast. And now we're going to add to that 1 egg and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. We're going to mix that together. Okay, then we'll go back over here to the mixing bowl. We have our flour and salt in here, and we're going to turn this on low and slowly add this to it. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that we're getting all of it on the bottom. And this will need to mix for probably 5 to 7 minutes. As soon as it gets well combined, I'm going to turn it up a little bit, and I'm not going to put you through listening to that for 5 to 7 minutes. We'll just come back when it's done and I'll show you. Okay, that seems to be well combined, so I'm going to turn it up and I will come back and show you when it's finished. I let the dough beat for 7 minutes. It's a very sticky dough. I have this bowl here and I oiled it. I put some olive oil in it, took a napkin or paper towel and rubbed around it so it was well oiled. And now I'm going to put this dough into this bowl. We're gonna let it rise in this bowl. Just gonna let this rise now for several hours. You can do it for just an hour, but it's a little bit better if you just let it, oh, maybe 3 hours. So that's what my intention is. And I'm gonna cover it with plastic wrap. It needs to rise in a warm place, but not hot. So I'll show you my little secret here. So I'm gonna put this up in here, and that warm light will be just warm enough to help this to rise a little bit. And I'm just gonna forget about it and leave it up there for a couple hours, and then I'll show you. Okay, my dough for English muffins has been rising for about 3.5 hours. I was doing other things, and the longer it rises, the nicer it is. So I'm getting ready to make the English muffins, and then they have to rise on the trays. So what I've done is put parchment paper on 2 trays like this, and then I've taken some cornmeal and sprinkled all over it. Just regular cornmeal. So I'm gonna put some flour on my counter here, and then put the dough onto it. It is a sticky dough. Okay. Like I said, it's a very sticky dough, so you want to make sure you have flour on your hands. Just mixing. Okay, I'm just gonna pat this out. And I have a 3-inch round cutter, and I'm gonna flour it real good. Flour it after each one of them because this is a sticky dough. Then I'm going to cut the first one. I'll bring my tray over here. Carefully pick it up and put it on the tray. There. Flour it real good. So there's one tray of them so far. I will cover these and I will let them rise for at least an hour, and then I'll show you how I'm going to fry them. Okay, I'm getting ready to cook my English muffins. And I will have this heated just so I feel the heat. I have it on number 2 on my stove. I'm going to put a little cornmeal in here. And carefully some flour on my hands. Let's see if that makes it a little bit easier. Looks like 3 is what I'm going to fit in there at once. Put the lid on them and we'll let them go for till they're browned, and then turn them. Okay, I turned these over. You can see they browned nicely. So we'll let them cook on that side now. Okay, the first batch, the pan was a little bit too hot, so the bottom of them got too dark. The top of them are fine, but they cooked a little too fast. So I turned the pan down, cleaned all the old cornmeal out of it, and put fresh in, let it cool a little bit. And these three came out perfect. So I'm just going to cook the rest of them. I did taste them, and they are really good. Okay, we'll let those three cook. These are all done, and when they cool a little bit, I'll go around them with the fork. In fact, I think this one's cool enough. I can do it. I'll show you how I did it one a few minutes ago. Just try to stay in the middle of it. Okay, that way we can pull them apart. You can see it's going to come apart nicely. Nice big English muffins. Thank you for watching.